Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another broadcast of Quincy High School Blue Devil basketball on WGEM. It is another Friday night here in Quincy, and it's Western Big Six Conference action here at Blue Devil Gymnasium as Quincy gets set to entertain the Silver Streaks of Galesburg. Brock Hampsmeyer with you, Kyle Ainsworth alongside as we get your pregame started after the sophomore contest just wrapped up a few moments ago, and it was Galesburg winning that one by a score of 70-55. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Quincy Medical Group Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Kyle, good to see you, sir, and we're going to find out if Quincy can pull off that first Western Big Six Conference win here tonight.
Yeah, good to see you too, Brock. They showed some promise last week. Probably their most competitive they were against the Western Big Six. Well, I guess outside of earlier, that they were competitive in a game that maybe they shouldn't. Maybe we thought was they were outmatched a little bit. Kind of got away from them there in the second half, but. Yeah, let's see what they're able to do here, make some adjustments. Every time we're here and we watch them, it feels like they make some strides somewhere in their game.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the game you're alluding to last Friday night here when Sterling came to town. Yes. Really good for three quarters. Quincy was in that ball game, and then it just really all fell apart in the fourth quarter. They get outscored 19-2. I'm jumping ahead a bit. I'm getting into my pregame stat sheet here, but we'll get to the full breakdown, but this young, inexperienced squad, you said it. Each time out, we're seeing little signs of steps in the right direction. But as I think we've stated the last couple of games that you and I have been on the broadcast together, they're still looking for that four quarters,
yes.
That complete game where they're competitive throughout and are showing those signs consistently throughout the ballgame.
Yeah, and I think from that first game against Lindblom of the year, talking about improvements, I think, believe it or not, they're worlds better now. I think. Truly.
In a lot of ways, for sure.
I think those nerves are finally kind of gone for a lot of these guys. I mean, they're still freshmen, sophomores, so there's going to be nerves throughout probably the season and a lot of road bumps we're going to see all throughout the year. But I do think things are ironing themselves out, if you will.
So, again, Quincy, they're 1-5 overall. They're 0-3 in the Western Big Six so far. They take on a Galesburg team tonight that is 5-2 overall. They've won all their non-conference games, 4-0 so far. But they're 1-2 in conference games. They won their opening Western Big Six game against Alleman, but have since suffered losses in blowout fashion to Rock Island, which Quincy knows that feeling all too well. And then they lost a tough one against UT last Friday night, a 3-point loss in a game that they could have won and struggled in the fourth quarter of that one. Talking to their radio broadcast team before the ball game. This is a Galesburg team that they too have some youth that is learning along the way. The thing that they have that Quincy doesn't really have this season is they also have a fairly strong senior class that can lead them as well.
They have that senior leadership, which those younger guys can rely on. And on top of that, and we were talking about it before we even started the broadcast, there's length throughout this team.
Yeah.
This Galesburg team that Quincy doesn't have, starting in the past few games, starting 2 5'9" guards. Galesburg's going to overmatch them in that aspect, so it'll be curious to see how they find a workaround for that height mismatch.
So that's the early part of the story. We're going to get to a timeout. When we come back, we'll dig in further on that pregame stat sheet, that last ball game for Quincy here at home last Friday night against Sterling. And we'll get to some keys to the game as well, tell you more about the matchup with Galesburg. So stick with us. This is Blue Devil basketball right here on WGEM.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, doors and more. 5, 6, per via pick. 7, 8, windows are great. 9, 10, do it again.
Doors and more. What's the more?
Windows!
I want you to stop for a second and think of somebody that's really hard to buy for this Christmas. Well, you got it? Well, now give me 25 seconds to prove there's something for them at your local Farm Home Supply. And it's on sale now through December 24th, including 20% off all boots and shoes. And get 30% off our entire toy department. And everyone needs at least one more blanket. Take 30% off all throws and blankets, including this #1 rated softest blanket by our Blanket Snob. If you can't come up with anything, visit your local store at their gift tables to find some inspiration, like this. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on the bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit his head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
1 in 8.
1 in 8.
1 in 8. 1 in 8.
I am 1 in 8.
1 in 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Our specialists in Quincy and Hannibal are here so you receive exceptional care, close to home. From industry-leading early detection technology to clinical research and oncology care, we're here to stop cancer from getting in the way. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way.
You know, you make a better door than a window.
Actually, we make both. Doors and more. What's the more?
Back at Blue Devil Gymnasium, Brock Hamsmeyer, Kyle Ainsworth with you as we get you ready for this Western Big Six Conference matchup on this Friday night between Quincy and Galesburg. Before we get into the matchup once again and throw a few keys at you, let's get to that pregame stat sheet. It's brought to you by Tri-City Sports. Customize your team with Tri-City Sports. Give them a call, 217-224-2489, or pay them a visit at 535 Main Street in downtown Quincy. And we go back to last Friday night, Kyle, and again, competitive first three quarters with Sterling. It was a 1-point game at halftime. Quincy did trail by 9 going into the fourth, but still obviously within reach there. But again, got outscored 19-2 in the fourth quarter as they just went ice cold offensively and struggled to stop that Sterling team as well. And of course, the freshman for Sterling, DeAndre Moss, had a career night, 25 points to lead the way for them, and really shot out the Blue Devils. Quincy was led by their freshman, Tim Griffith, with 15, but nobody else really came along for the ride last Friday night, and I think that might come up in the keys to the game. We'll get
a little teaser for you all at home.
A little not so subtle tease there. On the stat sheet, if you were watching the stream a little bit earlier before the ball game tonight, you might have seen the Devil's Details show that I do with Coach Douglas each week, and one thing that he and I talked about this week, Kyle, was a couple of trends on that stat sheet. One, the turnover number, and you and I have talked plenty about that. It is trending in the right direction, and that's one of those positive signs that we're talking about with this team that we've seen over these last couple of weeks. Their turnover number is gradually coming down after it was pretty bad to start the year. Let's just call it what it is. But they're also starting to force a few more.
Yeah.
They were only -5 against Sterling in that turnover category last Friday night. And I know that doesn't sound like a win, but again, compared to where it was early in the season, again, it's trending in the right direction.
Being 6 games into the year, I was looking at the stats before we got on here, and they're -12 on the season, which to me blew my mind.
Yeah.
To where we were at the beginning of the year. I could have sworn they would have been -25 if I would have looked at it. -12, it blew me away.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is kind of transitioning into keys, and our keys and the matchup and this broadcast are brought to you in part by Quincy Medical Group, Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. The free throw line, and that's something that Coach and I talked about. Quincy as a team, and this is hard to do. As a team, they're shooting below 50% at the free throw line. I mean, that's just not going to get it done.
43 to be exact.
and it's not as if their opponents are lighting the world on fire, either shooting free throws or from the field overall. But if this team, again, wants to grow and stay competitive in ball games, they're going to have to knock down not just more free throws, but more field goals, more jump shots as well.
Well, on top of shooting under 50% from that charity stripe, opponents have shot 49 more free throw attempts than Quincy in the year. So that you can tie that into fouling or whatever it may be, discipline on the court, or aggressiveness when attacking the hoop. However you want to tie it into, that's a large difference, which can swing a game one way or the other.
Yeah, so for me, that's one of them tonight. Is whether it's the team number of free throw attempts or just shooting a better percentage themselves, focus on that. One or both of those things, I think you got to see that progress here tonight in that category, and that comes from attacking the basket.
Yes,
getting to the free throw line more often, and you said it. Not committing fouls on shooters as often. And I understand that brings our friends in the black and white stripes into the conversation.
Yeah.
That's not where I'm taking it. I'm focusing on the team and what they do.
Well, you know what, and it does, but that goes to an extent, though. When you're talking 49 more attempts, at some point that's not in the hands of the refs.
Yeah.
It's really not. That's a large number, only 6 games into the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then you talked about it, as we mentioned a little bit about this Galesburg team that they're facing here tonight. A mix of a solid senior class and then a couple of youngsters. And those youngsters, though, are talented. And they're both sophomores, and they're both long and athletic. 6'4" sophomore Caesar Bile and 6'5" sophomore Eden Mayala. Those are two kids. I saw them as freshmen last year that either playing in the sophomore game or they started to get varsity minutes towards the end of the year last year as freshmen. They're both raw, but there's a lot of talent there. And if Quincy lets them get loose, they're going to get some dunks put on them tonight.
Oh boy!
And things of that nature. So I think I would just say. Corralling the athleticism, being disciplined, staying with your man, that sort of thing on the defensive end, I think is what I would key on.
And the other thing I will tack on to the defensive side of things is rebounding. We touched up on this before, and I'm going to touch up on it again. Another stat for you from the season so far. Opponents have 51 offensive rebounds on Quincy High this year.
That's a lot in 6 games.
That's a lot of extra chances to score the basket. So that's something I want to see. I know, and you know what Quincy's problem right now is they do lack height, so they need to find a way, and they're going to face a team that has a lot of length. So when it comes to those rebounding numbers, it's going to be something I'm going to be keeping an eye on.
Those are your keys that Kyle and I have for you here this evening. And we are moments away from the always fantastic pregame ceremonies here at Blue Devil Gym and meeting those starting lineups. So we'll come back after word from some of our great local sponsors, and we'll get you ready for the Blue Devil action coming up next right here on WGEM.
Reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Comfort. It's a basic necessity. It can be a treat, a cozy place. Often, it's each other. It's something we feel, feeling comfortable, Since 1955, Peters Heating and Air, along with Carrier, has kept comfort in stock. We know that, in good times or bad, one of the most inherent things we ask for is this simple feeling. That's something we'll always provide and preserve. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Peters Heating and Air.
I'm Natalie Will. Every month I have the honor of surprising an amazing teacher with a WGEM Golden Apple Award. Now, I need your help finding the next honoree. Students, parents, if there's a teacher making a difference in your life, nominate them at WGEM.com. Let's celebrate the teachers who inspire us every day. Nominate your teacher for the WGEM Golden Apple Award.
The WGEM Golden Apple Awards, sponsored by Hy-Vee, Taupro, and State Street Bank.
All right, we just met the starters for Galesburg tonight. Let me run them down again for you. 6' senior number 2, Stone Thiel. 6'1" senior number 3, Keegan Crummer. The aforementioned 6'4" sophomore number 10, Caesar Bile. 6'4" senior number 32, Rakeem McKellen. And a 6'5" senior number 42, Jackson Wyatt. That's the starters for Galesburg. 5-2 on the season. 1-2 in the Western Big Six for first-year head coach Taylor Thiel. He is the grandson, by the way, of the great John Thiel, who the gym floor is named after up at Galesburg, John Thiel Gymnasium. And he's back at his alma mater, leading the Silver Streaks now in his first year as head coach. Next up, I'll sit back and let you enjoy the rest of the pregame ceremonies before we meet the starters for the Blue Devils. And now the starters for the Blue Devils, 1-5 overall, 0-3 in the Western Big Six. Head coach Andy Douglas in his 12th year coaching his alma mater. 229 wins and 89 losses as Blue Devils head coach. So your starters for Quincy, the 5'9 freshman Parker Douglas, number 10. 5'9 sophomore, number 22, Kenai Humphrey. 5'11 sophomore Dwells Clausell back into the starting lineup tonight, number 20. 6'2 freshman, number 32, Tim Griffith. And the 6'7 freshman in the middle, number 54, Brennan Lepper. Your first quarter about to get underway. It's brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. Brock Amsmeyer, Kyle Ainsworth, Lindsay running the camera tonight here at Blue Devil Gymnasium.
You know, Brock, I will say this. We talked about our young players getting comfortable. I think Mr. Ben Shelp's getting a little more comfortable, too, being the Blue Devil. A little more energy that time.
Yeah, brought it tonight. Brought it tonight for sure. And there's a quick turnover on Galesburg to start this one. And now they go right away to some full court pressure here. Just underway. Griffith gets it up the far side to break the press. Now into the paint. That kick out is deflected and stolen as Thiel took it away. Both teams turn it over on their opening possession. Quincy straight man-to-man defensively. And Douglas chasing through screens as Crummer fires it cross court. And now poked away momentarily as Clausell hounding Belay as he draws that tough matchup against the talented sophomore. Galesburg being very patient here in the half court. This is Wyatt. Kick out. Thiel for three. Way off. And Clausell bring it up himself. Minute gone. Opening quarter. Drives into traffic. No call. Kick out. Three-pointer won't go for Humphrey.
That's what this Galesburg team likes to do, is those spot up threes.
And they knock one down. That's Jackson Wyatt getting the scoring started tonight for the Silver Streaks. Quick press break here. Griffith will attack and can't finish, and then unlucky there. He was standing out of bounds, and the ball hits him, and it goes to Galesburg.
That's going to be one of a key we didn't really touch up on is going to be Quincy High's ability to close out on the open guys behind the arc. Teams attempting a lot more three-pointers than Quincy this season.
And Galesburg, through their first 7 games, shooting about 35% as a team from three-point range. So pretty good shooting team. Pass to the cutter, Crummer, tough one, no. Tipped up and in, yes, that's Belay. The 5-0 lead for Galesburg. Humphrey, they trap him, he gets rid of it. Douglas might have got hit and still got it to go. Tough shot. And Quincy's on the board on the tough bucket by Douglas. .540 first quarter. Wyatt on the deck. No, they're going to say he double dribbled. Got it caught on his hip. Second turnover on the Streaks.
I was about to say, Galesburg is being very patient in their half-court sets, but turn that one over.
Again, good press break here. Lepper, quick trigger, and can't hit the three. Humphrey, good job digging in there to tie up the rebound. And that'll get Quincy a bonus possession.
And we saw Lepper take a lot of attempts from outside last week. He couldn't get one to fall. But Douglas obviously trusting his young freshman shot.
3 of 10 from three-point range on the season now. Underneath, Clausell instead goes back outside off that inbounds play. Lepper wants it inside now. He's double teamed. Powers up anyway. No.
I like that.
Right idea.
I like seeing the aggression from our freshman.
Just about 5 minutes left in the opening quarter. And a steal. Parker Douglas. He'll go coast to coast.
He was flying. Douglas was flying down the court there.
He's got both buckets for the Devils. 1 point game. Quickly, Crummer the other way. Dumps it down and layup good by McKellen. Right back to a 3-point Galesburg lead. Humphrey splits two defenders into contact and draws the foul. And I think they're going to get Wyatt. No. They called on Belay. First foul either way. And it's going to be 2 shots for Kenai Humphrey, the sophomore. Knocks down the first, so a good start on one of the keys to the game right there.
They were listening to you.
They get to the line first in this game and knock it down. See if Humphrey can make it 2 for 2. In and out. 4.5 left in the first. Crummer pushes the tempo. Now sizes up his man, spins. Might have got away with the travel and almost got it to go, but no. Humphrey, he'll set it up half court. Trailing by 2. Chance for Quincy to tie or take their first lead here. Well, 5 out. Now Leopard cuts down the middle off the window. Can't get it to go. Again, right idea.
Yeah, I like them going to that pick and roll with Lepper. That was one thing Douglas was mentioning while watching film the other day, was Lepper sticking those picks a little bit more often and more successful in games.
Drummer again driving. Physical take, and he finishes. 4 different Silver Streaks have a bucket here early, and they lead it by 4. Nice dish here. Lepper fouled as he took it to the left side, and he'll go to the line.
2 more shots.
And they call this one on Wyatt. So Lepper, who hasn't been able to connect from the field yet, he'll try the charity stripe. And he knocks one down. 3.5 minutes to go, opening quarter. And he makes it a 2-point game as he knocks down a pair. No substitutions yet in this first quarter yet either. As Wyatt, tough shot on the baseline, no. Rebound knocked loose. Humphrey, here he comes. Doesn't really have numbers, but he's going to go at Thiel and wave it off.
Oh.
Offensive foul. Bang, bang. Could have gone either way. And it goes against Humphrey. And it'll stay a 2-point game as now we get our first substitution. And it's the other sophomore that I mentioned pregame, 6'5", Eden Mayala. Wyatt will come out. And for Quincy, it's Avery Beeston, the junior guard off the bench. He replaced Humphrey. Good job by Clausel to close out on Belay outside the arc there. Under 3 to play in the first. Griffith, good D on the baseline right there. Galesburg spreads it out again. Back in the hands of Crummer. High pick and roll. They switched it. Now he threw it away. as he thought Mayala was going to keep rolling, and he put on the brakes.
And +2 in that turnover category right now.
Yep, 4 for Galesburg, 2 for Quincy. And pressure on again here, and they create one.
Spoke too soon.
And they get the bucket as well from McKellen. He's the first one with multiple field goals. Flossell, he almost lost it, needs help, finds Beeston. They work it ahead. Douglas hesitates. Now dances back outside, and a steal. Crummer took it away, and then Beeston commits a foul as well.
Yeah, I spoke too soon.
Well, back-to-back turnovers on Quincy to even up that category, and continues to allow Galesburg to maintain their lead here.
And the thing is, Galesburg has been capitalizing on the Quincy High turnovers as well, getting buckets on all of them, I think. Or maybe most.
Belay pulls up and hits the three. Their second from downtown. Bumps the lead to 7. And Parker Douglas fighting through a double team. He draws a foul. And, that's Belay, and that's going to be his second. That's a big one.
Yeah, keep an eye on that.
And Coach Thiel, well, he didn't take him out initially, but I think he is now. As Wyatt popped up off the bench, and not going to roll that dice. So the sophomore has to sit with 2 fouls after he just knocked down that 3. And has 5 points. Whoa, look out. Bounce pass. Almost turned over. Now Griffith, baseline, hesitates, up and missed it. Got his own rebound. Powers back up, no. How about a third try? You bet.
Way to stay with it.
Good persistence by the freshman. 5-point game. Minute 22 to go in the first. And now a tip and a steal. Griffith creates a turnover. Chance to cut into the lead more. Griffith pull up 3. And he's fouled on the shots. Mayala commits the cardinal sin. And it'll be 3 shots coming up for Griffith.
Now these are opportunities right here you don't want to give up.
Quincy 3 out of 4 at the line so far. Galesburg yet to shoot a free throw. Minute 13 to go in the first. Galesburg had the lead up to 7 moments ago before that Griffith putback, and now he's at the line and missed that first one pretty badly. Two more to go. See, just not comfortable on those first couple. See if he can salvage one. And there it is. 3 points for Griffith. Cuts it to a 4-point game, 14-10. Into the post. Mayala goes baseline, flips it out to Wyatt for 3. Airballs it long into the hands of Clausell.
A fantastic closeout there.
50 seconds in the first.
By Griffith.
Clausell gets stuck out to Leopardo. And now he'll hand it off, and they need to reset. Beeston now, they go to trap. Leopard in the post instead. Hits the cutter. Douglas, no. Tips it out. It's live, but Crummer comes away with it. 25 seconds. Crummer just puts on the Jets and scores. Wow. His second field goal. 6-point game. 15 seconds left in the first. And they need to get into it here. Coach Douglas hollering at him. 5 seconds. He's lobbed in. Can't get it to Leopard. Turnover to end the quarter. And Quincy trails by 6 at the end of 1 on WGEM.
I want you to stop for a second and think of somebody that's really hard to buy for this Christmas. Well, you got it? Well, now give me 25 seconds to prove there's something for them at your local farm and supply. And it's on sale now through December 24th, including 20% off all boots and shoes. And get 30% off our entire toy department. And everyone needs at least one more blanket. Take 30% off all throws and blankets, including this #1 rated softest blanket by our blanket snob. If you can't come up with anything, visit your local store at their gift tables to find some inspiration, like this.
See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Since 1934, Refreshment Services Pepsi has been celebrating the moments that bring us all together. We're grateful for your support of our community. Happy holidays from our family to yours.
Back at Blue Devil Gym, Brock Amspire, Kyle Ainsworth with you. Second quarter about to get underway. It is brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. Galesburg up 16-10, and they will start with the basketball to begin the second quarter. End of one quarter in another Western Big Six game. Rock Island big on up early on Sterling, 16-3.
Well, here you've got to like some of the improvements Quincy's made.
As Thiel fires a quick three, no good. Lepper, good box out there.
They're doing a great job on the defensive boards.
Bossell, he just puts his head down, attacks no. Loose ball, tipped out. Galesburg has it. Crummer tried to dribble through traffic, and he lost it. And now, is he going to get called for a foul? Yeah, he is. So he coughs it up and commits the foul. A little helter-skelter start to the second quarter here as Beeston comes out and Humphrey back in for Quincy. It's been 6 players both ways so far. Couldn't get it inside to Lepper that time.
Things are getting physical down in that paint. Keeping an eye on it.
Bossell drives with his strong left hand but can't get it to go. We do have #1 right there, new player on the floor for Galesburg. That's Toby Kibanina, the senior. Mayala, Wyatt, Thiel, and Crummer for Galesburg, and there's a travel. Turnover number 7 on Galesburg. And now here comes Thomas Woodson Jr., the 6'6 sophomore for the first time for Quincy. And he'll replace Lepper and also Wilson Freiberg, the 6'3 junior, making his first appearance. And he replaces Clausel.
First time I think Clausel and Lepper sat today.
So a little different lineup here. Baseline Parker, middle of the paint Woodson, short jumper good.
I like that.
That's a 4-point game. Mayala tried to drive on Woodson and draws the foul.
Woodson can offer this team a lot off the bench. We saw a lot of promise from him early in the season, more in particularly against Lindblom. I think he had a big game there.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great feel around the basket from what I've seen from him.
Mayala off the inbounds, can't get the turnaround, and Douglas off the rebound. And now that ball is tipped out. It'll stay with Quincy at near midcourt.
But he is fairly a raw player.
Yep, still trying to figure it out. But, the talent and athleticism is there. As 2 defenders ran at Humphrey, now he flips it out. Woodson wants it inside, but good defense by Thiel. He just took it away. Lobbed ahead, tough catch in traffic, and laid it in is Kivanina. 5th different silver streak to score in the first half. Back to a 6-point lead. And now there's a push in the post as Wyatt's going to pick up his second. So both he and Belay both have 2 fouls. Belay on the bench with his 2. Griffith left wide open in the corner, in and out for 3. That would have cut the lead in half. Instead, back the other way. Good defense there by Humphrey. 5:48 to go, second quarter. Mayala in the paint, kicks it out. Crummer, step back three, way wide left.
You'll hear that one from the student section.
Yes, he will. And out of bounds to Quincy as McKellen is going to check back in, and he'll replace Wyatt. So both he and Belay now on the bench with 2 fouls for Galesburg. Both teams with just 1 bucket so far here in the second quarter as they look to trap, and Quincy just got it across the timeline. Griffith can't go baseline. Now they swing it near side Freiberg. Backdoor cut. Humphrey had it poked away, so they'll reset. Douglas sees a sliver, kicks it out. No shot there. Now Griffith is fouled 40 feet away.
They just can't seem to get the space they want from their actions.
They are drawing fouls.
They are. Yeah.
First on Nyala. 5 minutes to go, second quarter. And a new man heading to the table to check in for the Streaks. Next whistle. Woodson, step out three. No. Humphrey digs in and got a offensive rebound. Now fires it cross court. And Woodson nearly lost it. Able to corral, collect, and score. His second bucket off the bench. Back to a 4-point game. Quick drive and a jump ball, I think. Yeah, Freiberg, nice defensive play right there. And Quincy gets the possession.
Hanging around. They're hanging around.
Back to, dare I say it, +2 in the turnover category. As we got fresh faces here for Galesburg. Number 4, Leslie Kelly, a senior, checking in. And also number 20, another senior, Demetrius Watson.
To be down 4 and not hitting any 3 so far this game is a credit to everything else that they're doing right to this point.
And certainly with the defensive end. Nice cut here. Douglas fires it out to Griffith. Still no shot. Passing up some decent looks, looking for a better one. About midway through the second quarter now. Again, working around the horn. Woodson flashing to the post. Now he'll step up to set the screen. Nice drive. Humphrey hangs and hits. That's his first field goal, and it's a 2-point game.
To be honest with you, he kind of pumped me out. I thought he was about to pass that. I thought he was about to pass out of that.
Quick post up here. McKellen, and he left it short. Oh, wow.
Ooh, who do they get on that?
Let's see here. They
Woodson?
call it on Woodson.
It's interesting.
That's his second. And it sends McKellen to the free throw line. He had a pair of buckets in the first quarter. First free throws for the Silver Streaks tonight. He knocks it down. 3:31 left in the first half. Woodson out, Lepper back in. Couple of fouls, but good minutes overall there by Woodson. McKellen hearing it from the student section, but in and out. And good rebound, Griffith, and then he's fouled. And that'll be Kelly picking up his first. Quincy now 1 away from the bonus here in the second quarter. That's the 4th team foul on Galesburg.
With a good chunk of time still to go.
Here's the full court pressure again. Little 2-1-2. Get it to the middle. Douglas dumps it down to Lepper. They'll go to work. Lost it on the way up. Pretty good hands there by McKellen. And now Quincy getting aggressive, nearly causing one. Crummer, drive, dish. McKellen, no. Got his own rebound, back up, no. And Lepper able to clear.
Great job by Douglas to disrupt that shot.
Douglas needs help and gets it.
All 5'9" of them.
Lepper says he wants it. Driving, Douglas lost it. Quincy looking for fouls that aren't there now. Driving the other way, Kelly got it. And that pushes the lead back to 5. Nice cross-court feed here on the press break. Freshman to freshman. And Griffith for 2. 21-18, Galesburg. 2:20 to go in the half. Flashing McKellen to the post. Goes to work on Lepper. Nice step through, and he scores on the reverse. He's got 7 points to lead the way for Galesburg now. As they continue to trade buckets a little bit here. 2 minutes to go in the half. Humphrey almost threw it away. Douglas. They chase him, and there's the foul. Well,
that was very over-aggressive. You were kind of waiting for that foul to happen.
You're right. And Galesburg, it's pretty clear that's their style. Not only the full court press, but right there, they're looking to trap in the half court, chase around, create havoc.
It's a new coach, but he seems to be bringing that same philosophy that you may have seen in years past from this team.
Yeah,
in your experience.
The full court zone trap is kind of a new wrinkle.
Okay.
But definitely the aggressive man-to-man, opportunistic trap. As Freiberg goes out, so does Humphrey. Clausel back in, and we see Avion Tate for the first time tonight, number 5, as Douglas knocks down a pair of free throws.
They're definitely trying to do their best, disrupt young guards, inexperienced guards, cause chaos, if you will.
Quincy hanging right in. This is a tight game here in the first half. Theo airballs a 3. Griffith had it poked away, and it stays with the Blue Devils.
That's a handful of airball threes. You definitely get in the student section some work.
Yeah, their performance here in the first half does not lend to their 35% team shooting from three-point range on the stat sheet. Lepper operating from the point. Now a little pick and roll action. Lepper got it with the left hand.
Now that's what we saw from Lepper a couple weeks ago. Didn't really see it last week. We're hoping to see it more now.
Near turnover force there. Kelly, ball fake, jumper, no. Quincy with the rebound. Minute to go in the half. Chance to take their first lead here, down by 1. Looking to trap here. Clausel fires it cross court. Griffith for 3 in the lead. No. And the student section was ready to fire on that one. Douglas now nearly a steal. 40 seconds. Crummer avoiding traffic, goes baseline. Whoa, wild shot, nothing doing.
Lepper
blocked from behind. And then stepping out of bounds is Galesburg.
Lepper may have got a piece of that first one as well.
Quincy will get another opportunity to grab their first lead. Quincy's forced 9 turnovers here in the first half. Lepper, he fires. Oh, timeout. Timeout, Andy Douglas, which ends up wiping out a Lepper 3.
He wasn't happy he shot that 3 either.
No, and yeah, he was set to call that timeout regardless. As soon as they crossed half court, it looked like, and I don't think his players were on that page. But anyway, your timeouts, they are always sponsored by McCleary Law. If you're injured, call or text McCleary Law at 2178. I'm hurt for a free case evaluation. So still haven't got that first 3-pointer thanks to that timeout, but all things considered, Kyle, still +2 in the turnover category. Getting to the free throw line way more often than Galesburg.
These are things we talked about pre-game. How about it?
Yeah, sometimes those keys actually work.
Sometimes we know what we're talking about. Sometimes.
The last step is knocking down those outside shots. And
yeah. Well, I think I mentioned it earlier throughout the game. For not hitting any threes and only being down 1, shows how well you're doing in other areas of the game. We've mentioned rebounds, we've mentioned turnovers, we've mentioned free throws, all of which seems to be going Quincy's way early here in this game.
Now, on the flip side, Galesburg did hit a couple of threes early in the game, but they have their shots have gone well wide here of late.
Sometimes that happens, and those gotta take advantage of those opportunities.
Final seconds of the first half. Tough backdoor look. Lepper trying to find Griffith and led him too far, and that's turnover number 8 on Quincy. So now Galesburg trying to maintain the lead into the half, maybe build it. Drummer, a lot of dribbling, threw it away. Quincy won't get a shot off, or at least a reasonable shot, though, before the buzzer, but that's the 10th turnover that Quincy forced on the defensive end in the first half. That's a big reason why this is a 1-point game. Going to the half, Galesburg leads it 23-22. We'll step aside, come back with your halftime programming. Plenty to get to. Good ball game on this Friday night in the Western Big Six. You're watching Blue Devil basketball on WGEM.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Some things just go together, like your bones, your joints, and when you need us, you and the Quincy Medical Group Orthopedics and Sports Medicine team. Our expert orthopedics team is performing knee replacements at our QMG Surgery Center. Your total knee replacement is our total focus, and we're committed to getting you moving again fast. We'll have you up in no time, and you'll be home the same day. We'll be with you every step of your recovery, so you can get back to your life. QMG Orthopedics and you, always a joint effort.
The WGEM Home and Living Show is a worthwhile event to be a part of the community and offer our resources to people that we appreciate living by every day. Everyone that I've encountered with WGEM for this event has been welcoming, inviting, appreciative, and really just bends over backward for us. So it's been an easy event to jump into because my hand is held the whole way and I'm told how to do it and when to do it, and you guys have shown up in a great way for us. We have had a great return on investment, and that's what makes the decision making easy to come back.
As summer turns to fall, change is in the air. Here in the Tri-States, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard.
A first alert. A line of severe storms is moving in.
Here at WGEM, we track every shift, big or small, and when we know, you'll know.
Prepare for change. Temperatures are dropping. Here's what you need to know.
Plan your day clearly and easily with the WGEM First Alert Weather Team. Changes will happen, but with the WGEM First Alert Weather Team, you'll be ready.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Gym. It is halftime here in Quincy on a Friday night in the Western Big Six. 1-point ball game. Galesburg has led that entire first half, but Quincy hanging right with the Silver Streaks. Galesburg coming in 5-2 overall, 1-2 in the conference. Quincy just 1-5 and still looking for that first conference win at 0-3. So good signs in this first half from Quincy, Kyle.
Very good signs. They're doing a lot of things that they struggled with early on in the year better. Exceptionally better at that. When it comes to winning the turnover battle, I don't have rebounding numbers for you all at home, but for my eyes can tell me they're doing a lot better job on the defensive boards of things and then pushing the pace on offense. As we have a fun little challenge here going on.
We got a little halftime shootout going on here, and you got to hit the 3-pointer first, buddy. Anyway, always draws the attention, doesn't it? We'll get you the full halftime stat sheet here in just a few moments. And more coming up on the halftime with a 1-point game here. Plus, I've got other Western Big Six updates, including one surprising one when we come back here on WGEM.
Don't let injuries put you on the sideline. Quincy Medical Group's free sports injury clinic is your path to swift recovery. Our expert orthopedics and sports medicine team specializes in treating sports-related injuries with free evaluations from 7 to 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday. We also offer free sports concussion screenings weekdays in Quincy. No appointments are necessary. Get your game back on with QMG's free sports injury clinic. Visit quincy.medgroup.com/sports injury.
I'm Natalie Will. Every month I have the honor of surprising an amazing teacher with a WGEM Golden Apple Award. Now, I need your help finding the next honoree. Students, parents, if there's a teacher making a difference in your life, nominate them at WGEM.com. Let's celebrate the teachers who inspire us every day. Nominate your teacher for the WGEM Golden Apple Award.
The WGEM Golden Apple Awards, sponsored by Hy-Vee, Pro, and State Street Bank.
Oh, it's been fantastic. From setup to, the first crowd coming through, it's just been fantastic. It's my first year doing the show, and so it's really been rewarding to get to, meet with people and just really get my business out there, my message out there, and what I offer. I'd say it's a great opportunity for small businesses to really market their product and their service and get their message out there for the community. It's really great networking.
We are back at halftime, and let's get to your halftime stat sheet. Brought to you by Tri-City Sports. Give them a call, 217-224-2489. Customize your team with Tri-City Sports. For Galesburg, led in the first half by Rakeem McKellen with 7 points. Caesar Bile had 5, but sat much of the first half with 2 fouls. 6 different players scored in their total of 23. Just 1 of 2 at the free throw line, and I had the Silver Streaks for 10 turnovers. For Quincy, 5 players scored. 6 points for Parker Douglas to lead the way. 5 for Tim Griffith. 4 apiece for Thomas Woodson Jr. and Brennan Lepper. And 3 for Kenai Humphrey for their total of 22. 6 of 9 at the free throw line, and I had Quincy for 8 turnovers in that first half. Again, Galesburg's led the entire half, but Quincy right back on that doorstep with a 1-point game here as we get ready for the third quarter.
Well, they were down by as much as 7 at one point in this game, and then they slowly made their way back. No one really on that stat sheet kind of blowing things out of the water. No one really separating themselves. Both team efforts throughout this game, so I'm really expecting and hoping to see someone kind of take control of this game, most specifically for Quincy, of course.
Again, they didn't hit a 3-pointer in the first half.
Yeah.
Galesburg hit a couple, but then went cold after that.
Quincy kind of did. Half a three? I don't know.
Yeah. Lepper hit one that got wiped off because Coach Douglas called a timeout. That was their best look and best chance. So that's where we are as we get just about ready for the third quarter. We'll step aside, take one more timeout, and we'll come back with the second half of action. It is Blue Devil basketball right here on WGEM.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, doors and more. 5, 6, per via pick. 7, 8, windows are great. 9, 10, do it again.
Doors and more. What's the more?
Windows!
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
The home show is a great investment for us. The process of getting set up and working with WGM is awesome. The home show this year has been really good for us. A lot of foot traffic, people coming through, some familiar faces, some new. It's a great way for us to get out and just kind of be in front of the general public and let them know we're here for anything that they might need throughout the year. So the home show is nice because it brings in people from all over the tri-state area. The home show's meant a lot to BNN. WGM does a great job representing our business the way we want.
As summer turns to fall, change is in the air. Here in the tri-states, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard.
A first alert. A line of severe storms is moving in.
Here at WGEM, we track every shift.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, doors and more. 5, 6, Provia pick. 7, 8, windows are great. 9, 10, do it again.
Doors and more. What's the more?
Windows!
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
The home show.
Back at Blue Devil Gymnasium, we'll give you a quick look at some highlights here, brought to you by Nutrition HQ.
At Blessing Health, our pediatrics team is with
Well,
you
at least
and your family in the moments
I was
that
trying
matter
to
most.
anyway.
From first steps.
There we go. We get one in here. Yeah, it's a good steal there. I think that was by Parker Douglas. That was one of those 10 turnovers that Galesburg has, that Quincy was able to turn into points, but let's get back to the action here, Brock.
We're at it, third quarter, and Wyatt's right to it in the post, and his little hook is good. And just like that, Galesburg pushes the lead back to 3 and puts the press on. Third quarter underway, brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. Lepper right to the post himself. His little turnaround, too strong. Just over 30 seconds gone. Crummer, Thiel, McKellen as Clausell jumps the passing lane, and he'll go coast to coast. His first bucket of the night. Right back to a 1-point game. McKellen, Belay, and Wyatt rounding out the Galesburg lineup, I started to say. Clausell, Douglas, Griffith, Humphrey, and Lepper for Quincy. McKellen wants to post. Kicks it out. Thiel for 3. Way off.
Wow. Still off.
Up the floor. Griffith cut off. Threw it away. And then a foul as they head up the floor. And Clausell stops the fast break. 6:35, third quarter. And Quincy has never led. Crummer a pull-up 3. That one is good.
They're going to keep firing away, and they're going to start falling eventually.
That's his first. He's got 7 points. Lead back to 4. Humphrey into the paint. Jump stop. Floater in and out. Wyatt brings it up himself. Now they set it up. Crummer wants a clear out here. Now he swings it. Kellen down low. Wyatt stripped. Got it back. Stripped again. Taken away by Humphrey. And Douglas is going to get called for the travel. Belay kicks it back outside. 5.5 to go in the third. Fossell all over Belay. Now Wyatt lost it in the post again. Another Galesburg turnover. That's 13.
Hoping Quincy can find a way to capitalize and score off these turnovers.
The pass to Lepper, cutting was behind him, and Quincy gives it right back. And up the floor, Theo lays it in.
So that's what Galesburg's is able to do right now that Quincy's not, and that's score off the turnovers.
Now Humphrey drives, fouled. And he'll go to the line.
So, Quincy can win this turnover battle all they want, but if they're not capitalizing on the turnovers they're forcing, what's it matter?
Yeah, they're still +2, just as they were at halftime. But yeah, your point is valid. As Humphrey went 1 for 2 at the line in the first half, and that one's in and out.
And those free throw woos, they continue.
They were 6 of 9 in the first half. Now 6 of 10 as Woodson pops up off the bench, and he's going to get Griffith.
I guess 6 for 10 is better than what they've been shooting all season, so I guess that's improvement.
Below 50% as a team coming in.
Yeah.
He'll definitely take 60% over that. One more here for Humphrey. And in and out again. Under 5 minutes to go in the third. It stays a 6-point Galesburg lead, and Wyatt just dribbled it off his foot and got lucky. It went right to Belay. Now Wyatt, baseline jumper, in and out. Offensive rebound. McKellen, and what do we got? Jump ball.
Oh. Wow.
Jump ball, possession, Quincy. And that'll count as another turnover.
There was Zary there. He was claiming that his glasses fell off, showing him to the ref.
Off the press break. Lepper, shot fake, up and under. Count it. How about that?
Good patience there by Leopard. Way to use the pump fake, get his man to go, and absorb that contact with a chance for that three-point play.
And McKellen just picked up his second foul here in the third quarter, second overall. And Lepper at the line makes it a three-point play. He now has 7 points and cuts the lead in half down to 3. Belay, dribble drive. Tough pull-up on the baseline. Got it. And he's got 7. Humphrey pushes up the far side. Has to avoid a trap and does. Oh, Douglas nearly threw it away. Got it back. And now looking for help. Finds Lepper. Posting, powers, turnaround. Good.
Way to use his body. Way to use the size advantage he has.
5 straight for Lepper. 3-point game again. 3:45 in the third.
Lepper being a freshman, he's still probably the strongest guy on the court right now.
And we got a moving screen. And that's going to be Wyatt picking up his third. And that's another turnover. That's number 15 on Galesburg. Quincy now +4 in that category. Oh, yeah.
He's going to get him again. Can't do that.
I mean, Wyatt is just straight. He was just starting a wrestling match down there with Lepper right out in the open. I mean,
I'm not really sure what his argument is, because it was pretty blatant from up here. Can't you extend your arms into a guy's back like that?
Well, regardless of what his argument is, he's going to sit on the bench with 4 fouls right now. Lepper steps out, fires underneath. Good catch by Woodson. Oh, he can't finish. Really good idea and a good find. Just tough angle down there for Woodson. And now a ticky-tack reach in on Quincy right here. Let's see. It's on Douglas, I believe. Oh, excuse me. Clausell. His second. Second team foul as well. Quincy again, one away from the bonus here in the third quarter. In the paint, Mayala, who just checked in, nearly lost it, able to kick it out. Gets it back. Goes on Lepper across the paint, in and out. Clausell the rebound. Still a 3-point game. Under 3 to play in the third.
Lepper's doing a great job at not fouling down there. Keeping his body straight, arms up.
High-low again, and they're going to say last touch by Lepper on the deflection. And that'll be turnover number 12 on Quincy.
Couple tough breaks down there. But I like the idea. They notice they have an advantage over Galesburg down in the paint right now, and they're trying to expose it and attack it. Just don't let a couple, unfortunate possessions dictate this game plan right now.
Oh, Belay, yeah, he did.
Great defense there by Clausell.
I tell you, I think Clausell's done a really good job on him overall tonight.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's why, he got the start today, and, he's not really doing much offensively, but he's doing the things that don't show up on the stat sheet, and that's exactly what you just said, guarding his man there.
Belay, the leading scorer for Galesburg on the season, and he's got 7 tonight, but he's had to work for it. And commits the turnover right there as timeout by Coach Thiel and Galesburg. Your timeouts are sponsored by McCleary Law. If you're injured, call or text McCleary Law at 2178. I'm hurt for a free case evaluation. Again, Quincy doing all this. They've yet to hit a three-pointer tonight, so I haven't got to, I'm going to give it to them right here. Your big three-pointers are brought to you by your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz. Give them a call, 217-224-6665.
And that's your sponsor for threes if it's a three-pointer while in play or even if Douglas calls a timeout.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And right there, it was for a three-point denial on the defense by Clausell.
We're finding ways.
Turning it into a travel by Belay. And that was turnover number 16 on Galesburg, Kyle. Quincy defensively, that's what they're hanging their head on here tonight. That's why they're staying in this ball game.
They're forcing turnovers, and this is the first time all year they've been on the plus side of the turnover battle. Now I brought it up, and I'm going to bring it up again. Even though with the wins here, they gotta score off the turnovers, and they're starting to do a little bit of a better job here later in this third period. But it's something to keep an eye on.
The chance to cut it to 1, maybe tie it with a 3.
Look for Lepper down there.
Right now, they can't reverse the basketball. Humphrey to Parker Douglas. Clausell, they're trying to stay on that side and give it to Lepper, but Galesburg denying. Now Woodson stumbles his way over to the left wing. Nearly lost it. He needs help. And what do we got? Timeout, Andy Douglas.
Yeah, that's a good timeout.
Galesburg turned it up on the defensive end right there.
Yeah, Woodson was getting a little frantic with the ball there in the corner. That was a good timeout by Douglas. They need to find a way to create some movement at the top of the key. You had your 2 guards. They were kind of isoing and trying to force the ball down there and look for something, but...
Well, and I would also, if Galesburg's going to keep pressuring the ball like that there, like they did on that possession, if you can either get a 2-man game or get somebody cutting back door off that pressure.
I like that because what we weren't seeing there was any movement from your off-ball players.
Yeah.
So a little bit of movement, maybe that's probably what Douglas is preaching in there, is to get guys moving around. To your point, maybe get some back doors and whatnot.
2 minutes left in the third. Good ball game here tonight. Galesburg has led the entire time. But Quincy hanging right with the Silver Streaks all night long.
Good screen there.
Clausell for 3 in the tie. No. And Mayala, he had a good rebound, but then he traveled.
Yeah, there's another turnover, and I'll capitalize. They're going to give you another opportunity here to potentially tie this game.
Number 17 on Galesburg tonight. Fossell shaking and threw it away.
I think he was anticipating Lepper to maybe bounce out.
He dribbled himself into a bad angle there.
Yeah.
He dribbled away from Lepper and then tried to fire it across, and that,
twisted his body around, yeah.
Bad angle. That's turnover number 13 on Quincy. And here's a lob. Oh, looking for Mayala to bring it down, but that's another turnover as they misconnect. Boy, that is 8 alone here in the third quarter on Galesburg. I mean, they have been really sloppy.
It's 8 alone, and yet they're still winning this quarter by 2.
They've got 4 field goals in the third. Quincy has 3 plus a free throw on the Lepper 3-point play. As Griffith checks back in for Quincy. Galesburg. Oh, Douglas, did he travel? Yeah, he did. And Quincy, that's 6 on them here in the third quarter. Boy. Whew. Hasn't
forcing turnovers, but also giving them up almost on that same pace.
Hasn't been the beauty of the game here in the third quarter at many moments. Douglas got a piece of that one, almost created one. Mayala down the paint. Tough shot. That's his first bucket of the night.
I think that's the first bucket here in a while, at least a couple minutes, by either team.
5-point lead for the Silver Streaks. Fossell, ridden up the side, and now Quincy's in the bonus. As Theo will pick up his first of the night. And it'll be Joels Fossell to shoot a pair. With 1 minute and 8 seconds to go.
Well, this is where those free throw struggles, if you can turn around here, which they've done better today, but if you can turn around here, being in a bonus, that's one way to really shift the game.
7 out of 12 so far tonight for the Blue Devils. And got that one. Chance to cut it back to a 3-point game. And the lefty shooting sophomore cannot. So stays a 4-point Galesburg lead. Mayala goes baseline and flips it up. No. McKellen on the offensive glass. No. Mayala. No. Quincy finally clears. And, Clausel's down behind the action. And he is
holding his
keeled over. I don't know. It's his face. Yeah.
He might be leaking.
Yeah, they're going to have to check. I don't know if he's bleeding or not, but he obviously took a shot to the face in the midst of all that.
There was a scrum down there in the paint.
And question is, does he need to come out or not? I think they stopped action, so I think by definition they have to take him out, yeah. So Humphrey's going to replace Clausel with 46 seconds to go here in the third.
He seems to be doing okay, but probably shaking up just a little bit.
Certainly got a wake-up call, that's for sure.
Well, I'll do it.
Well, another chance to cut in the lead here for Quincy. Looking at that high-low again. That one grazed the rim off the pass attempt. Now up the floor, Mayala. Got away with a travel. Now Galesburg. Well, they will go to Mayala again. Crosses over. And this is going to be a foul on Woodson. And that's going to be his third. With 20 seconds left. Silver Streaks looking to build on their 4-point lead heading to the fourth. Belay to the corner. Tough shot from the wing. No. Rebound Lepper. They've got 15 seconds. He'll bring it up. Now he needs help.
Don't pick up your dribble there.
8 seconds. Griffith driving. Griffith. And
out of bounds.
He traveled or stepped out. Either way. And boy, it has been a turnover fest both ways here in the third quarter.
I mean, neither team really being able to capitalize on either team's turnovers.
Final seconds, Crummer to midcourt, and he got it off but wide. And we head to the fourth. Still a 4-point game here on WGEM.
At Blessing Health, our pediatrics team is with you and your family in the moments that matter most. From first steps to growing up healthy and strong, supporting their passions as their biggest cheerleader, and guiding them towards their dreams. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way. Visit us at blessinghealth.org to learn more and schedule an appointment today. Since 1934, Refreshment Services Pepsi has been celebrating the moments that bring us all together. We're grateful for your support of our community. Happy holidays from our family to yours.
Welcome back as we're just about set to begin the fourth quarter here at Blue Devil Gym. It is brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. 4-point game. A lot of turnovers in that third quarter. 8 for Galesburg, 7 for Quincy. Again, Blue Devils are hanging in. Question is, Kyle, are they going to be able to get enough offense in the fourth quarter to finally get over that hump?
Yeah, that's a concerning thing. Only scoring 8 points there that third quarter. We talked about it pregame. They've yet to be able to put 4 quarters together. And now's their time to kind of show if they can do that.
Tough reverse. Won't go for Galesburg. Here comes Quincy. Griffith, Humphrey, Lepper, Douglas, and Woodson to start the fourth. That's Crummer hounding Humphrey outside. And he needs help. Finally finds Lepper.
Go to work, big fella. Nope.
Hands it off. Little two-man game. Douglas hangs and hits. His third bucket of the night. He's got 8. It's a 2-point game.
That was a bold shot by Douglas. He definitely had a Lepper coming on that cut after the give up, but hey.
He kind of seems to like that floater. Hangs.
Is that what you would call it?
I mean, he's floating, the shot's floating, everything's floating.
It's like a float, like he's floating more than he's actually floating the ball. It's a weird shot, but it goes in.
By the way, you'll be surprised to find out what just happened. Another turnover.
Another turnover. The theme of the game. Do we have a turnover sponsor? Or should we get one?
We might need to get one, yeah. As Jackson Wyatt's going to return with his 4 fouls, and Mayala checks out for Galesburg. Thiel, Crummer, Belay, and McKellen rounding out their lineup. Quincy, another chance here to tie or take the lead, which they have not done all night. They have trailed throughout. Oh, tough pass.
Breaks the nag. Off the mitts.
Outside Douglas for the lead. You bet! Splash down.
No better time to get that first 3-pointer.
There you go, State Farm agent Charles Schultz. Located at 48th and Broadway. First big 3 of the night for the Blue Devils and their first lead. Wyatt, reverse layup, good. And quiets the crowd for a moment to put Galesburg back up by 1.
You know what, though? That 3 really did get this crowd going.
No Douglas avoids a trap as, again, full court pressure here. We get it to the middle. Griffith attacks, dishes, Lepper, up and in.
All right, now we're talking.
Now loose ball. Galesburg, yeah, he turned it over. Thiel steps out. Quincy gets it back with a 1-point lead. Yeah. Lepper, by the way, is into double digits with 11.
Had ourselves a game here, Brock.
Into Lepper. Nice pass. Got it. Back-to-back buckets for the big freshman.
7 straight points there. Quincy I on quite the run right now.
6 minutes to go, and Devils grabbing their first lead here in the fourth quarter.
On an 11-2 run here.
Oh, Crummer thought about it. Now dances around with it. Wyatt won't think. He'll fire left it short. Rebound tipped out to Humphrey. Quincy a chance now to build on the lead. Woodson, he'll fire. Wow, that was a quick shot. Douglas, putback. And timeout, Andy Douglas.
That's one way. Hey, why not save the score for the fourth quarter for a little dramatics here? We were talking about it. Yet to find a time this game in the first 6 to put 4 quarters together. Well, hey.
Well, they got 5.5 minutes to go.
Yes.
But,
don't want to get too excited.
The first 2.5 minutes alone have been the best fourth quarter Quincy has played already this season.
It might be the best 2.5 minutes you've seen this team play all year. To be quite frank.
They didn't lead until now here in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden they're up by 5 on quite a run here, as it was 34-30 coming into the fourth, so they're outscoring Galesburg 11-2 so far.
Yep, and they really just went on a straight run there, scoring majority of those, maybe 7 points there to kind of end things on that run. Really getting started, too, this run with that big-time 3 there by Parker Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas with 7 of the 11 here in the fourth quarter, and he's up to 13 on the night. Lepper also has 13. He's got the other 2 buckets here in the fourth quarter.
You got the 2 freshmen there really leading this charge right now. Douglas, this just being his 3rd varsity game.
Great start to the fourth. Now let's see if this young Blue Devil squad can have a finishing kick over the final 5.5 minutes. Looking for that first Western Big Six win of the season. Off to an 0-3 start in conference play. And pretty good tight man-to-man here in the half court by the Devils. Crummer lobs it in. McKellen. Nice hands by Lepper to tie him up. And it's Quincy ball.
Wow.
3rd turnover already here in the fourth quarter now on Galesburg. That is 21 on the night. Humphrey. Little one-man press break there. Griffith will attack right side. Nice block. Lepper gets it back. Hook shot won't go. And Wyatt had the rebound and had it knocked away. And Woodson.
I just like how this team's playing right now when it comes to attacking the basket. I mean, they are consciously looking for Lepper down there.
Under 5 minutes to go. And Quincy a little light full court man-to-man here. Galesburg running off the 2 posts at the elbows there. Trying to get Crummer open. He dances around with it, drives left side of the paint. High off the window, no. McKellen stripped on the way back up, and Lepper clears.
And that ball almost touched the banners.
Got up there. 4:20 to play. Devils with the ball up by 5. Nice crossover, Douglas. Out to Woodson for 3. No.
That would have set this place on fire.
Instead, Galesburg back the other way.
We're going to try and slow this pace down.
Midway through the fourth. Wyatt, he'll pull up for 3. No. Woodson the rebound. Humphrey met at midcourt. And, Thiel tripped him. Didn't mean to. And that's the first foul of the fourth quarter. Second of the night on Stone Thiel. 3:50 to play.
So Quincy's wanting to play kind of fast here, where Galesburg's trying to slow things down.
Crummer tight on Douglas. Now Woodson steps out. Will they look inside to Lepper? Instead, Steele. Well, nope, they never actually got it. Quincy maintains after a scrum, and Lepper, not a good look. Tough pass, threw it away. Galesburg again, chance to cut into the 5-point lead. Belay posting up. Good defense by Griffith. He kicks it out. Crummer being patient. Step back in the corner. No. Rebound tipped. Belay had it for a moment. Now Griffith took it away. Ahead to Douglas. Under 3 minutes to go. And good decision by Douglas to pull it out in the half court as they try to get organized here. Coach Douglas directing traffic from the bench. Pass to the post, and McKellen's going to pick up a foul there.
That was almost a disaster there, but worked out for him at the end.
Second team foul, third on McKellen. As Clausel's going to replace Humphrey here. And now here comes Demetrius Watson. And he's going to replace Crummer. Interesting.
It's not like Crummer's in any foul trouble.
No. He's one of their best ball handlers and pretty good defender, too.
Freiberg's also going to check in there for Quincy.
Woodson out. Lobbed in. Tough look for Lepper all the way under the hoop, and it's a turnover.
And a play like that tells me they are very consciously looking for him. It's a hard foul, but kind of just ran into him, too.
Clausel got out of position and commits the foul there. That's his third. And first team foul for Quincy here in the fourth quarter with 2:39 to play. We've been stuck on this score for a while here, Kyle.
Ever since that timeout, I think.
Yeah, with, over 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
3 minute scoring drought here in the fourth quarter. McKellen posting. Stripped. Good hands by Freiberg. Took it away. Another Quincy forced turnover. Douglas driving. Had it poked away momentarily, and that's a turnover. And then Leopard's going to get called for a loose ball foul, which is actually his first of the night.
I mentioned it earlier. I'm pretty sure that he's been doing a great job down there, not committing fouls and just standing straight up.
So 2 team fouls apiece now. 2:13 to play in the ball game. Does anyone want to score again?
Well, no one did. That wouldn't be a terrible thing.
Quincy would take it, that's for sure. Off the curl. Thiel for 3, and he hits.
Listen.
That's his first of the night. Makes it a 2-point game.
Although they haven't been hitting them, they can still shoot them, and they're going to.
Up the floor to Lepper, and he'll wait. Minute 45 left. Quincy still up by 2. And this is where you got to learn to play with the lead. Freiberg driving in all the way. Got it.
Very aggressive there by Freiberg.
Great timing for your first bucket of the night. Thiel, pull up 3 in transition. No. Good rebound, Lepper. Thiel, a little heat check there. Quincy up by 4. Griffith. He'll drive and got it. Timeout. Tim Griffith pushes the lead to 6.
Just when you thought Galesburg might have an answer to start getting back into this thing, Quincy quickly snuffs that one out and puts out the Flames up 6.
Tough drives by Freiberg, and there Griffith.
Yeah.
And they answer the 3 by Thiel and push the lead to 6.
And now,
with a minute 12 left.
And now you start getting into that territory of a free throw game coming up here soon. You gotta think.
Could be, yeah.
And we've talked about Quincy's struggles throughout this season at the line. Clearly better today. But if that comes to be the situation, it's going to be something we're going to want to keep an eye on.
Timeouts again are sponsored by McCleary Law. If you're injured, call or text McCleary Law at 2178 I'm hurt for a free case evaluation. Well, really good fourth quarter so far here for the Blue Devils, and this young squad maybe showing some really nice signs of maturity here tonight. Trying to get that first conference win. And they're a minute 12 away from closing the deal.
And I'll tell you, Brock, it's a night and day difference when talking about the team we saw against Lindblom to start this season and now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wyatt thought about it. Trying to get maybe Thiel look or Wyatt. Belay being hounded by Griffith as that pass deflected. Under a minute to go. Thiel drives in, dishes, almost threw that away. Boy, Galesburg just can't get a look. Now Wyatt just fires a tough shot. No. Rebound loose. Galesburg tracks it down. 40 seconds left. Thiel for three. Wedges. Quincy ball.
Yeah, they're just getting desperate now.
Oh, no, check that. Actually, possession arrow is going to stay with Galesburg as it's a jump ball.
No.
37.3 seconds left.
Galesburg's kind of converting into some desperation threes.
Really good defense on that possession by Quincy. Not to give them a good look at three. Belay, step back. No. Rebound loose. Batted around. Galesburg again. 30 seconds. Wyatt chucks another one. No. Clausell with the rebound finally for Quincy. And there's the foul by Watson.
I mean, they were just chucking.
Just had to dodge bullet after bullet there. And that's only the third team foul, so still two more to put Quincy in the bonus. So we're not getting to that free throw game you mentioned yet.
I mean, what? They just killed 40 seconds off the clock, essentially.
Yeah, it was a long possession that they came up empty on. Quincy still up by 6. And Griffith immediately fouled. That's team foul number 4, so still got to get one more.
No reason to try and be a hero here. Just get the ball in.
McKellen just picked up his 4th. 21 seconds. Griffith just holds it and takes the foul.
But here comes that free throw game.
As Watson, I believe, just picked up his 3rd. Now, Griffith made just 1 out of 3 way back in the first quarter. And he'll get 2 right here with 19.7 seconds to go. Trying to make this a 3-possession game.
Yeah, he's 5 for 14 before this matchup.
Again, 1 for 3 tonight. And can't find that one.
That's right. His first trip to the line was off that 3-pointer way earlier in the game.
Yep. Sitting on 7 points and still there. Galesburg gets it back. Running out of time, though.
Don't foul.
And that's a foul before the shot. Clausell just picked up his 4th. Quincy has a couple to give.
No.
They could give one more here if they want. 14.8 seconds. Wyatt fires a 35-footer in and out. Offensive rebound. McKellen throws it back up. No. 7 seconds. Tip. No. 5. Finally, they get the lay-in, but time is going to run out. They don't have to inbound it. That's the ball game. Quincy gets their first conference win of the season as they hold off Galesburg here tonight.
Well, that's good to see, Brock, I'll tell you.
And I think pretty appropriately so, Kyle. Down the stretch there, and as they did really all night long with defense. They didn't give them any good looks there on those last couple possessions.
No, they didn't. And Galesburg, they were just chucking up shots, hoping something would fall, praying to the heavens. Nothing was going. Credit Quincy's defense by closing out and not giving them those open, easy looks. But really, all in all, Brock, it really comes down to this team's effort and persistence, forcing turnovers. And I think they won the turnover battle.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about that one. Much needed win all the way around. And certainly getting their first in Western Big Six play this season. 45-41, your final. Quincy a winner here at Blue Devil Gym tonight. We'll step aside, come back with your post-game programming right here on WGEM.
At Blessing Health, our pediatrics team is with you and your family in the moments that matter most. From first steps to growing up healthy and strong, supporting their passions as their biggest cheerleader, and guiding them towards their dreams. Blessing Health, with you every step of the way. Visit us at blessinghealth.org to learn more and schedule an appointment today.
Since 1934, Refreshment Services Pepsi has been celebrating the moments that bring us all together. We're grateful for your support of our community. Happy holidays from our family to yours.
Back at Blue Devil Gym, much needed victory for Andy Douglas and his squad here tonight, as they outslug the Silver Streaks in the fourth quarter, as they win the final period 15-7 after trailing all night long through the first three quarters. Kyle, they battle back to get the lead early in the fourth, and then just again really dug in on the defensive end to finish this one off.
They really dug their feet in, like you say, there on the defensive side of things. Credit that run they went on early in that fourth quarter. It really got this crowd going, and we talk about it a lot. I mean, everyone involved in the game of basketball talks about it a lot, but it comes down to a game of runs. In Quincy, they just happened to have that final run and that final say, and then they just didn't let up from there.
Parker Douglas and Brennan Lepper lead the way, both with 13 points. And, again, a lot of forced turnovers on the defensive end. And really, again, just did not give Galesburg a good look as they went into desperation mode trying to find three-pointers to close the gap there late.
Should have counted, but they may have went like 0 for 10 in like 40 seconds. I'm serious.
I'm laughing because it's true. Only 3 field goals in that fourth quarter for the Silver Streaks. Credit, again, Quincy's defense all night long, but again, specifically in that fourth quarter. We'll get the final stat sheet. Still got a couple things to add up here. We'll chat with Coach Andy Douglas as well. Plenty more to come, so stick with us as we wrap up a Blue Devil win on the postgame here on WGEM.
Don't let injuries put you on the sideline. Quincy Medical Group's free sports injury clinic is your path to swift recovery. Our expert orthopedics and sports medicine team specializes in treating sports-related injuries with free evaluations from 7 to 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday. We also offer free sports concussion screenings weekdays in Quincy. No appointments are necessary. Get your game back on with QMG's free sports injury clinic. Visit quincy.medgroup.com/sports injury.
I'm Natalie Will. Every month I have the honor of surprising an amazing teacher with a WGEM Golden Apple Award. Now, I need your help finding the next honoree. Students, parents, if there's a teacher making a difference in your life, nominate them at WGEM.com. Let's celebrate the teachers who inspire us every day. Nominate your teacher for the WGEM Golden Apple Award.
The WGEM Golden Apple Awards, sponsored by Hy-Vee, Taupro, and State Street Bank.
The WGEM Home and Living Show is a worthwhile event to be a part of the community and offer our resources to people that we appreciate living by every day. Everyone that I've encountered with WGEM for this event has been welcoming, inviting, appreciative, and really just bends over backward for us. So it's been an easy event to jump into because my hand is held the whole way and I'm told how to do it and when to do it, and you guys have shown up in a great way for us. We have had a great return on investment, and that's what makes the decision making easy to come back.
Post-game show continues. Brock Hampsmeyer, Kyle Ainsworth with you, and got the numbers to get into that post-game stat sheet. It is brought to you by Tri-City Sports. You can find them at 535 Main Street, downtown Quincy, or give them a call, 217-224-2489. Customize your team with Tri-City Sports. For the victorious Blue Devils, Parker Douglas and Brennan Lepper, the two freshmen, tie for the team lead with 13 points apiece. The other freshman, Tim Griffith, chips in with 7. 4 for Thomas Woodson Jr., 3 apiece for Kenai Humphrey and Joels Clausel, and 1 bucket for 2 for Wilson Freiberg as well. Total of 45. 8 of 16 at the free throw line, so 50%, just barely above the season average.
Improvement.
Good news is they got there 16 times, and you'll understand why that's a big deal here in a moment.
Yeah.
Quincy, I had them for 18 turnovers. For Galesburg, nobody in double figures tonight. Jackson Wyatt with that late bucket there that ultimately didn't matter. He leads the way with 9 points. 3 other players with 7 apiece, Crummer, Belay, and McKellen. 8 players scored, but it only added up to 41 for the Silver Streaks. And I said, here's why it matters. Galesburg, they shot 2 free throws tonight in the second quarter. 1 of 2 at the free throw line and the turnover category. Quincy had 18, but they forced 22, plus 4 in that category tonight as well. Galesburg led the whole first 3 quarters. They were up 34-30 going into the fourth, but Blue Devils went on an early run to start the fourth, took the lead, never gave it back, and they hold on for a 45-41 win. It doesn't always work out this way, and I am certainly not one to do the old bat-packing routine, but the stuff we talked about before the game, Kyle, definitely played out. Turnovers, and they didn't knock them all down, but they got to the free throw line and did not foul Galesburg.
They got to the free throw line plenty more than Galesburg. So, I know they shot 50% from that stripe, but at the end of the day, when you shoot more attempts, you might just make more. So that helped out. That plays into the role there. 18 turnovers is still quite a bit to be given up. So that is something that I'll probably still we'll talk to Andy about.
Oh, yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. Curious to see what he says on that topic. But hey, a win's a win. It's a great win for this young team, and it's going to be something that they're able to build off of going into tomorrow, which is going to be a tougher matchup.
Yeah, no doubt. We haven't really talked about it yet tonight, but the Crosstown Showdown coming up tomorrow over at the Pit against QND. The Raiders were in action tonight as well. I have not seen scores on them, but they were 5-0 coming into tonight, trying to get to 6-0 before facing the Blue Devils coming up tomorrow night, which we'll have for you, of course, right here on your WGEM Smart TV app, WGEM.com as well. By the way, take note, that is a 6 o'clock scheduled varsity tip-off tomorrow night. 4:30 for the sophomore game, and we'll have it for you again right here from the Pit tomorrow night.
Sure will be a packed house.
Oh, yeah.
Will be exciting. Always is.
Coach Douglas is on his way up here, so we'll let him make his way up here, and we'll have the coaches' post-game interview here in a moment. And try to show you a couple of highlights, too, before we wrap up the post-game here tonight as well.
You were curious about the QND score. They're up 59-30 right now.
So, yeah, pretty safe bet they're going to stay undefeated.
Yes. If I was a betting man.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid one. And as you can see, our perch here inside Blue Devil Gym. And Coach stepping in while he gets set up and adjusted there. I can tell you that the post-game coach's interview, it's brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Bill Turlesner. Give him a call, 217-224-5586. He's located at 12th and Harrison. Congrats, Coach. Andy Douglas joining us, by the way.
Yeah,
and much needed, I know, and a big confidence booster, especially that fourth quarter for this group.
Yeah, you said it. Not the third as much, but we'll take the fourth. I thought we kind of established ourselves defensively. I challenged Jewels from the start. Sorry if I'm a little winded. I was jumping around a little bit with the guys. So right. I'm not used to that. But we challenged Jewels, wanted to stick him on one of their better scorers, a guy that can do a lot of different things. And I said, hey, can you guard him? And he said, yeah, I can guard him. I want him. And I'm like, all right, that's exactly what we needed to hear. So he set the tempo and what he did out there. But I think you look at guys like Parker Kanai picking up in the full court. I thought Tim guarded really well tonight. Brennan Thomas off the bench was in position quite often, off the ball, ready to help on ball screens. And Wilson Freiberg came in and guarded well. So that's what I was most proud of this group about. They dug in. We talked about toughness and physicality and all that good stuff. With this group, man, they took a step in the right direction tonight.
Yeah, and down the stretch there, after you got the lead, you're playing with the lead for the first time there in the fourth quarter. Those last few possessions, I mean, you just didn't really give them a good look.
Yeah, we took advantage of opportunities when we had them, and that's something that this group, they're still working through a little bit of confidence. We want guys to play confident, play true to what they do, and when we have four guards out there, teams that press us, we have to take advantage of that. And I thought at times early on, we kind of backed off and, we didn't want the ball here and kind of played like our sophomores played in the first game. We didn't want the ball there. We got to want it. We got to be able to face up, got to be able to attack. And we did a much better job there in the fourth.
Brennan Lepper scoring 13 today after not scoring last Friday. Was there a point of emphasis to kind of get him involved and going early on?
We have to get him the ball. His dad would be screaming, probably is right now. Jesus is up there saying, "Hey man, calm down. We know the outcome." But Tom, I could just hear him, yelling, "Get him the ball," and then a little bit of want the ball. And that was the message at halftime. Yeah. We didn't do a great job of catching and facing. We left him open with the guy on his back. But he's also got to post the entire possession and not stand straight-legged, which is not an easy thing to do for that guy.
And then couple that, obviously Parker making some big plays, big buckets there to help get you the lead there in the fourth quarter.
Parker's just a flat-out competitor. I mean, that kid, he doesn't say a whole lot, which is kind of odd for a Douglas, but doesn't say a whole lot. But, what he doesn't say, he makes up for in effort, energy, guarding the ball, offensively getting guys going. He's not scared of the moment. You saw the corner three, pull up on the inside. I don't know how it went in, but, pull up on the inside. He just flat out competes. He's got a different level of toughness to him. We need some of our other guys. We had some of our other guys at points tonight, but we need them to play off of the freshman, play off of the energy that he provides, play off the toughness that he provides. And tonight I thought we did that a little more, benefited from it.
I know you didn't get the lead and play with it until the fourth quarter there, but you played a complete 4 quarters tonight.
Yeah. It was, I look at offensively, we put in a new look that we wanted to get when we have Thomas and Brennan or Wilson and Brennan in at the same time. Kind of look a little more high-low looks at times, and it was open. We still have yet to, this entire season, Coach Bonas reminded me of that during the game, but we still have not yet, the entire season, had an entire practice with all of our guys, minus Milton, with all of our guys there. There was death of the family, saying our prayers for the Lepper family. And, a couple other things that went on during the week that, our guys couldn't control, we couldn't control. And it makes a difference, when you're missing a guy or missing 2 guys, sure. It makes a difference. But I give our kids a lot of credit. The difference between tonight and Sterling was we didn't give up, we didn't quit, we didn't get softer, we got tougher in that moment, and we turned the ball over a ton in the third quarter, but still managed to get back and get defensive stops.
And still came out ahead in that category tonight by our count anyway, +4 turnovers.
Oh man. Thank you, Jesus. Nothing else to say.
The other thing you guys came up on top of was just free throw attempts.
Yeah.
You guys were allowing teams to shoot 49 more free throws than you guys in those first 6 games. You guys, that credits an aggressive defense you played, but a clean style of defense.
Well, and when we're not shooting 43% from the free throw line, maybe we don't want to shoot a ton of free throws. But no, we got to be a little more aggressive and talk about toughness when we're driving the ball, getting the ball inside off of the dribble. We got to be better about using our body to absorb some contact and finish. But those are all things that this group they're going to get better at. They're already better now than we were at the very beginning of the season. And with the free throw situation, we just got to have guys stepping in confidently and understanding, knowing they've done this, thousands of times before. They get a ton of it in practice. They're more than capable, and they're going to get to the point where, I use the word confidence again, but where they're stepping to the line with 100% confidence.
Well, tomorrow night's going to be tough no matter what, but definitely good for your guys to get this confidence boost as you get ready to face what I believe is now a 6-0 Q&D team tomorrow night.
Yeah, no, this is a great one for our guys. We needed this for a lot of different reasons. I loved our energy tonight. The crowd, gave us a little bit too tonight, which was great. But we just got to continue to build off of it. The one thing, being up against Sterling at halftime, we were content. We were okay with just, being where we were. Tonight wasn't that at halftime. It wasn't that at the end of the game. We're ready to build off of the success that we've had.
Congrats on the win, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
We'll see you at the pit tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Andy Douglas, appreciate him as always. And your post-game coaches interview, once again, it is brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Bill Turlesner. Give him a call, 217-224-5586. You can find him at 12th and Harrison. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll come back and wrap it up with a few more thoughts here on WGEM.
As summer turns to fall, change is in the air. Here in the Tri-States, change can come fast, but you don't have to be caught off guard.
A first alert. A line of severe storms is moving in.
Here at WGEM, we track every shift, big or small, and when we know, you'll know.
Prepare for change. Temperatures are dropping. Here's what you need to know.
Plan your day clearly and easily with the WGEM First Alert Weather Team. Changes will happen, but with the WGEM First Alert Weather Team, you'll be ready.
Good stuff, and they've listened to a lot of noise. They've been coached hard. They're getting better. I think we saw that tonight.
All right, back to wrap up the post game here, and Brock and Kyle with you. I do want to throw in a couple of highlights here from tonight's action before we wrap it up. Love to get a couple of those in here for you, and those are all brought to you by Nutrition HQ. So let's see what we got here.
I never know what you clip, Brock, so these are always a surprise to me.
It was great. I mean, this, it has to be our call.
That's the lob in to Lepper underneath off an inbounds play right there. One of those big buckets in the fourth. Now let's see if I can manage to advance here and share some more different looks here for you.
The way he shoots the ball, the way he can drive, pull up.
That was the attempted three and put back.
And that was that Parker Douglas right there.
So
flying in.
There you go. There's the two guys that had some of the biggest buckets in that fourth quarter tonight, Lepper and Douglas. And those, again, highlights brought to you by Nutrition HQ. I'm going to steal that from you real quick, Kyle, so I can make sure I get this read in there. Home of TB16. Increase energy, reduce cravings, and boost your mood with TB16 at Nutrition HQ. And all those big buckets. We only got the one big three-pointer from Parker Douglas there in the fourth quarter, but a lot of big buckets in the fourth quarter. And those are brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Charles Schultz. Give him a call at 217-224-6665, located at 48th and Broadway. We do have one other bit of business to do, Kyle, and this is going to be a tough call.
All right.
MVP of the game, sponsored by Mercantile Bank, a United Community Bank. I do have kind of an outside-the-box thought.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Parker Douglas and Brendan Lepper were both great.
I think I know where you're going to go with this.
13 points each. We showed you the highlights. They had the big buckets in the fourth quarter.
I'm holding my finger on who I think you're going to say.
We talked about him with Coach Douglas.
Yes.
He brought him up. I was going to bring him up if he didn't. And he fits the theme of the night, I think.
Okay.
Defense.
Yes. Yeah. So I know exactly who you're bringing up.
They won this game with defense, and this young man, for the most part,
He did things that don't show up on the scorebook.
He did, and he kind of shut down their leading scorer coming in, Cesar Bile, held him to 7 points. He guarded him most of the night, including that stretch there at the end of the fourth quarter. Just did not give him a look. He only scored 3 points tonight, but I'm going to throw out Joel's Clausel.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's deserving. As much as you'd maybe want to give it to, or someone would give it to a Lepper or a Douglas, Clausel, he had a job, right? And he did his job. And when it comes to games like this, everyone's given a job, and you just have to go out and execute, and he did just that.
And as Coach Douglas told us, he asked for the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Said, you want to
He
take
wanted
this
it.
on? He said, yeah, I want to guard him.
And you know what? He impressed.
And that's why they won tonight. It was that defensive end. 22 forced turnovers, and nobody in double figures tonight for a Galesburg team that was scoring pretty well coming into this game through their first 7 games. And they shut them down all night long, but especially down the stretch there, that fourth quarter. So Joels Clausel, the sophomore, with that defensive end, gets the MVP of the game, sponsored by Mercantile Bank, a United Community Bank.
And, well, Brock, it's going to be a quick turnover for him.
Yes, and for you and I as well.
yes, and for all of us.
Yeah, we'll head across town come tomorrow night for what is always fun.
Better than 2.5 hours.
The Crosstown Showdown tomorrow night, QHS, QND,
will be
Raiders, Blue Devils from the pit.
61st edition of this game.
Yeah.
I believe QHS leads the series 54-6,
and they've dominated.
Yes.
The recent history of the series, but QND 6-0. They've got a really good team this year. Obviously this is a young and experienced Blue Devil team, but they got a big confidence boost here tonight. They're now 2-5 overall. 1-3 in the Western Big Six. Galesburg, by the way, falls to 5-3 overall, and they're also 1-3 in the Western Big Six. And haven't seen the final yet, but you had the score earlier. QND was up big tonight, so I'm going to assume that they are now 6-0 on the season going into tomorrow night's big Crosstown Showdown. Again, 4:30 for the sophomore game. 6 o'clock scheduled varsity tip-off tomorrow night. So tune in around 5:30, quarter to 6, and we'll be there for you. WGEM Smart TV app, WGEM.com. Looking forward to it come tomorrow night.
And I can't wait for it, Brock. It'll be, hey, my first game calling here in Quincy was the Crosstown Showdown last year.
Yeah.
So let's just run it back.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time at the pit tomorrow night. I hope you'll join us, and we look forward to bringing it to you right here tomorrow evening. Again, scheduled 6 o'clock varsity tip-off. For Lindsay running the camera, for my partner, Kyle Ainsworth, I'm Brock Ampsmeyer saying so long from Blue Devil Gym. Again, the final. Quincy wins it 45-41 over Galesburg. We'll see you tomorrow night from the pit for the Crosstown Showdown. Thanks for watching Blue Devil Basketball right here on WGEM. Good night.